Choyce, what's your point of view? I listened to an interview that you had done. I think it might have been not that long ago, and you were talking about your own path to identity, and becoming more comfortable in your skin. So talk
Mhm.
to us about that, and how have you been able to navigate that? Do you believe you've navigated successfully, or do you think that you're still on the path to getting more comfortable?
I think I'm definitely still on the path, but I'm doing good. I'm doing real
It
good.
looks like it.
Thank you. But growing up, I went to like predominantly not black schools, so it was very like hard from just to look at myself in the mirror and think like, oh, I'm beautiful or I'm enough. Period. So I think the difference between now and then is like amazing, and I gotta give it up to my mom for she was really helpful throughout that. And I also think too, I just needed to kind of see like more role models, more women that looked like me that were doing the things that I like always dreamt of doing.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it was definitely not easy to like navigate through school and stuff. But now I definitely feel like I remember when I was little and I used to always wonder, like, I wonder who I'll be when I'm 20. And if I could go back and talk to 6-year-old Choice, she would be so proud. She'd be
Is that
like,
right?
"Yes, cool."
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Is it because who you thought you would be at that time and who you are so different?
I think no, because I think when I was like younger, I always like imagined myself being like so cool and stuff. When I was 20, I would tell me like
Oh, okay.
maybe when I was like 6, I'm like, when I turn 20, I'm gonna be so cool and pretty. And I'm gonna do my hair and like all these different hairs, and I'm gonna just get this and this, and I'm gonna have everything I want, and I'm gonna be cool and I'm gonna be powerful. Like that's always what I thought I was gonna be, and that's what I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's amazing. And it's also amazing the process that you had to go through to get there,
yeah.
Right.
and
On our way back to that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely
yes,
lost sight of that throughout like middle school, high school. I was like, I don't know who I want to be. I don't even know if I want to be me. And
Yeah.
then I came back. I'm back.
and Tab, how did you parent Choice in those moments or during those seasons when even you could see, my baby is struggling a little bit in her identity, or she's gone to school and there's been ridicule and she comes home and doesn't want to go, or, how did you navigate those seasons? Because, I don't have children yet, but I do have nieces.
Mhm.
Um, and, I'm like, yo, this new generation, it's a whole nother thing. But because so much of their lives are being lived publicly vis-a-vis social media. And as
Yeah.
a result, it seems like it does take a toll on their identity and self-worth at times. So how did you, step in and either help Choice in those moments, or did you have more of a hands-off approach and just let time do its thing? How did you navigate that?
The thing about it is that we didn't know the severity that of the bullying that she was dealing with because she didn't tell us.
Wow.
Right. We knew something was off because she started to act out and
Mm.
she wasn't her normal. Like,
Mhm.
Joyce was always this like bright, bubbly, fun little girl. And then all of a sudden things just started to shift and change. But, you know, we didn't know why. And we've always, honey, listen, Tab always been a talker. I used to talk her head off, like, girl, what's wrong with you? But sometimes the unfortunate truth is your peers have more of a hold on you and your
Mhm.
than your parents, right? And so she didn't really go into detail. The times when things did happen, I think the first incident that we knew about was fourth grade. It was fourth grade, and some kids had taken her coat and they had like cut it up and they had put like Nazi signs and wrote bad things and all of this and threw it in the trash. And that was like our first, encounter
Yeah.
with. She's in elementary school, but we had just moved here.
Lord have
And, at this point, I'm ready to burn the school down.
right.
It
You're
was
like, hey, wait a minute.
it was a different tab back then. Let me tell you that. Okay? The Lord has worked on me, but it was a different tab back then. And so I think in my mind, I think that we thought, oh, they're in elementary school. It can't be as bad as it was, although we did know it was bad. But
Sure.
I mean, it was not a day that went by that Choyce wasn't told she was beautiful. Girl, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when when you are at school, the majority of your day being told something different. And so I would only try my best because this is my first child. So trying to figure it out every day with her.
Right.
I didn't know what was happening. There would be days that she would tell me some things, right? And then I know there are some days that, honey, she was afraid to tell,
Sure.
mommy and dad, because, out of fear of what they're going to do. They're going to go to the school and embarrass me, because, we was them parents. We said, when I put the black hoodie on, where we going? Like,
Choyce is like, y'all ain't going nowhere. No.
right. That tab didn't have a whole lot of patience for foolishness back then,
I understand.
even though they were children. But all I could do was just try my best to always speak life into Choyce. And just to tell her that, that she was special, that, how amazing that I think that she is and how beautiful that she is. But I also had to let her discover that on her own. When you realize as a parent that it's not working, you got to sometimes say, well, you know what? I have to trust that I did something right and that eventually it's going to click for her.
Yeah.
And I don't want to keep pushing her to open up and talk. I got to let her come around on her own.
Yes.
And that is what happened with Choyce. Both of my kids are completely different. Children, every person you're having your own human experience, right? This is my child, but she's not mine.
Understood.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And so I have to let her become. And then she has to tell me who she is. Right? Even as I parent her. Because if I don't allow her to show me who she is, I can't parent her. Help her. And so I had to learn that. I had to also unlearn how I was raised. Because I was raised that you got to tell me what's going on.
Right.
That doesn't work for Choyce.
No. And if it was like, and if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm gonna show you this belt.
Exactly. That used to be the case. But she was like, Mommy, I can't even get my words together. I can't even get my thoughts together to have the conversation with you. And you're wanting me to talk right now, and I can't. And I had to remember she ain't me. Just because that's how I handle things, I got to give her space to be her.
Yeah.
And once I got that, because again, this is my first rodeo show. Okay,
Right,
I always say, I'm so sorry you was the guinea pig, Lord. But which is why we're so close now.
Yeah.
What she taught me was how to listen to her, how to see her as just a human, not as my child, but as a young lady who's having an experience. And when I got that, and I was able to hear her, I could parent her better. I could help her more. And that's what I did. And now, honey, it ain't nothing we don't talk about. We talk about everything. Listen, somebody talking crazy to her now, I'm the first to know.